Okay, Levi. Can you tell me a knock knock joke?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana, I didn't say banana, lettuce.
Banana lettuce. You want to try it again?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana, I didn't say lettuce. Lettuce, I didn't say banana.
Lettuce, I didn't say banana.
Yeah.
Ah, you're funny.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana, I didn't say lettuce. I didn't say lettuce.
You're a cutie. Do we need to wash your face?
No.
I think we do.
We're the boy family!
All right, so I was just standing here getting all the kids their breakfast and planning for a long day of work. And all of a sudden I realized I'm gonna see Adri in less than a week. And I just got really excited. So that's super exciting. Yep.
And Aiden's coming.
And yes, my sister is coming with her husband and her son, my nephew, which is Aiden, and all the kids are very excited. They're gonna come and help us get some work done on the bus today. We gotta move almost everything out of the camper because we're running out of time and we gotta get the camper sold. And we need our stuff. So it's gonna be a busy day, but 1 week. So I'm gonna finish feeding these kids, feed myself, and get to work. So my sister's here and they brought our foam for our couches. So we get to put that on. So I'm gonna take this out, put that in. But yeah, do you want I kept finding them out when we, yeah, they need to be washed. Our bus is ready and I wanted some for myself. It was a big pack. Yeah. She had them very nicely. Yeah. No, this one seems longer. Yeah, it does. Oh, she's a very nice woman. Yeah, they gave me a number of 2 people. I called her first and I was like, yeah, I like you. We're just gonna stick with that.
Nice covers.
Yeah. I had to pick them like through pictures and so I wasn't exactly sure how they're gonna end up looking, but durable enough. What they're gonna do. Oh. They have such a beautiful farm. That looks lighter in pink. Ooh, a lot more. It is comfy.
Yeah, it'll
Michael
give you
said
more
that
room to do this.
Yeah, when I was saying.
I know you like to sit back like this.
I do.
No wonder. He went back to his home? No. No wonder. No. I'm gonna read it.
Alright, well we got everything out of the camper, so everybody is busting at the seams with stuff now.
I have a bunch of
And tired. That one's a little disorganized. Their shelf and bed are full. And we're just lowering Toby's shelf a little bit so his
1/2 inch, 2 inch.
so his monitor fits better.
But I don't know if you're gonna find them. They're in the under bays.
So that's what they're up to. We tried to measure his shelf so that his monitor fit properly, but this little lip, it cut off just the top bit, and so we had to push his monitor all the way back, which made it so that he couldn't put anything behind it. So we're just lowering it just a little bit for him so that he can use his shelf properly. It's been a long day. Everybody's just chilling, and then we're gonna have supper and go to bed.
I have a bunch of books to read. They're mostly all Adri's old books, because now I'm old enough to read all of them. I'm really excited to read these. We were at an RV park, actually, and Adri started talking to this girl,
Who
and
also lives in a schoolie, yep.
And she's actually an author, and she did these 2 books and this book. I've read this one because it's for little girls, but I haven't read these ones yet, so I'm really excited to read those.
In Texas.
Happens thick.
So,
Michael is going to school to be the RV tech.
good books, I think. I'm also reading the next series of Andy. Goes up all the way till she's like 18. So.
I'm only reading the one with 12.
You're reading one of them right now too?
Yeah. I finished the first one. I'm on the second. I have like,
Oh, come on.
I'm only on chapter 12.
This one's
Yeah.
I got my uncle back. I got my uncle back.
Yeah.
Back.
Perfect.
At the uncle. At the uncle.
There you go. Now you can put all your books and movies and everything behind.
Yep.
Speedo.
You finally have a proper bed.
Yay. Oh,
This is so nice.
super comfy. The cushions are a little tight right now, but I think over time they're gonna, it goes down, but it's snug. So, oh, so
It fits.
exciting.
We've been kind of cobbling together.
Not comfortableness.
Yeah. This is 4-inch foam now.
Yep. So all custom covered. We're gonna put a sheet on it.
King size bed in a schoolie, baby.
It is. It's a little bit longer than a king size. So we tried the fitted sheet and it would either pull this corner up or that corner up. So we're gonna go with the flat sheet. All right. Looks great. We're gonna go to bed. It's late. We got lots of work to do tomorrow still.
I'm bad dirty.
She's almost gone.
Hi, Spider-Man. Are you gonna wear that outfit every day?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But I don't think Spider-Man uses a gun.
Yes, he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And the real Spider-Man.
And the real Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
On our TV.
Oh.
Okay guys, we got to get this done. We got to get our tanks mounted. After consulting with a friend who works with metal, we could attach to these floor joists, but we did realize that every third row has angle iron to be able to hang stuff off of it. The risk of clamping some angle iron to this floor joist is it'll just squish that floor joist. With a 1/2-inch bowl, you could just keep going and crunch that. But they already have the angle iron here, so we're gonna work off of the existing angle iron. You may have to put one on here and just be very careful. Put some good sized washers and just use thread lock and not over tighten, but just tighten just enough. And those shouldn't back off. So we're gonna work off of this angle iron, and then there's one here, and there's one back here, but that's a little too far. The tank, I don't think it's gonna reach that far. Let the fun begin. This hole's already existing. I'm just gonna make it a little bigger to fit my 1/2-inch bolt. Right, so we got our whole 1/2-inch washer fit. Might have to grind down my washer a touch to fit nicely. It's gonna take a little nick off the edge, so it'll be a little bit flat. All right, shave down the washer a touch. There we go. Perfect. And this is a thread lock nut. I'll explain that to you guys, because a lot of people throw out terms and never take the time to explain. A regular nut doesn't have this plastic lining at the top rim. And what that plastic lining does is, as it threads through, it locks it. This nut will not back off with that plastic insert. It acts like a locking washer. So it's called a thread lock. Be able to just put one on the top there with the washer, and the point of the washer is to strengthen it when there's weight so that it will not pull through this metal. This is a real thick gauge metal. This will just give a little extra. And I'm just setting things in place to get better measurements and get a better idea of how I want to do this. I just want to see where everything's going to land and take my measurements. All right, my tank is 24 3/8, and we want to account for the thickness of the threadle. We want it snug, but not too snug. I might get some rubber product put between the tank and this threadle so this doesn't scratch on the tank. Not overly happy with that. All right guys, so on the bottom I'm gonna do the two nut method. I don't know if that's what they call it, but it doesn't have the thread lock. You put one nut on, you chase it with another one, and then you lock those against each other, and it's not coming off until you back this off. And you need 2 wrenches to back that off, 2 wrenches to tighten it up. It's 1/2-inch washer. And the washer just stops the metal from pulling through the nut. All the stuff that people like to comment, say, oh, it's gonna fall off. Weaken over time, and so it's something you have to revisit if you see that your washer's starting to bend. But the likelihood of this washer pulling through 2 layers of metal is not very likely. I always do an inspection before we drive the bus. Make sure that all the hanging things are still safe and intact before we hit the road. This is the idea. The factory side, it just has a nice factory finish, and then when I cut these in half, it's got little burrs and imperfections, so I just got to shave off that imperfection so the thread will work. All right, so I got that thread cleaned up and it goes on nicely. So this process is just a lot of setting and resetting until we get it just right. So at this level, lots of room for my plumbing to come in the top. And I just double checked, and there's lots of room above the tank. I could probably bring it up some more. I want it up as much. Tank to be concealed behind here, that'd be fantastic. But we might see an inch tank hanging down, which is not a problem. Just for me, I'd like it as much as possible. It's tight and then less wiggle room. I also have to contend with these bolts, so I really don't want those bumping into the tank, so I gotta think of something, some kind of capping, maybe some rubber, something, just to stick between the tank and those bolts. Yeah, here we go. So I got my square tubing clamped on. I'm gonna measure 28 inches. It gives me plenty of room for the tank, which is 24 3/8, and room for a 1/2-inch bolt on each side. I'll clean up the thread all while I'm in the shop, standing up in a more comfortable position. These are the 2 factory edges. This is the cut edges, so I'll clean up those burrs. And I also need to shave down 2 washers to fit on top of that angle iron. Like at this height, the large end fits between here and there.
All right.
So it's fantastic.
Whoa. Whoa. Do you want help?
We're barely gonna see the tank, eh?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
Yeah.
that.
Like just, yeah, you'd have to look for it. Because with it being black too, well, right now the rub rail's black, it won't be after, but yeah.
Maybe
You
spray those.
Look, Levi. Look,
Then this one
it's
goes
a
here.
Yeah.
honeybee. Yeah.
It doesn't sing you.
Well, it could if you step on it or smush it. I think that's a honeybee.
Looks like one.
Yeah. Okay, guys, it is freezing outside. I'm so cold. It's really windy. Definitely feels like fall is pretty much here. Not even on its way. It's just here. I gotta paint all the cupboard doors today, and I gotta cut some shelves for the cupboards if I have time, because we have this plywood that we need to use up that we don't have space to take with us. And that's for shelves and for the big pantry doors. So I need to get those cut. I'm not gonna be able to cut them on the table saw by myself. So I have to wait till Michael is available. Right now he's hanging the water tanks, so he can't help me with that. And Toby's gone for the day with his friends. They're having a good time, so I don't have his help. In the meantime, I'm gonna start primering all of these cupboard doors. Hopefully at that point, Michael's almost done the water tanks and he can help me a little bit. Raina had sanded down, I think, one side of all of those cupboard doors for me, but I had said not to be very particular. Sorry about the creaking door. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's really loud and kind of creepy. I said not to be too particular because Michael was gonna router all the edges, so we'd have to resand, but we don't have time for that. And I don't have time to learn how to router today. So I just went over it with some finer grit sandpaper just to clean it up, and then do the other side. So now they're all sanded, and now I'm gonna primer them. I primered the one and then realized I needed to sand all of them, and I probably shouldn't have the primer in here with the dust going everywhere. So let's primer. All right, I got one side of all the cupboard doors and the toe cakes primered, so I'm gonna let them dry. In the meantime, I'm working on a few other projects, and Toby needs a little extra sort of shelf in his shelf space to organize his stuff, and Bethany just has a big bare space with no way to organize, and I need to be able to use some of that space for storage, so I am going to build both of them some sort of shelf space for their area. So that's what I'm up to. This is all of our scrap wood that I want to use as much of it as I can for the little projects that we can't take with us. So it's kind of hard to manage because the little projects don't need to be done before we go, but if they don't get done before we go, then we leave all this behind and have to buy more wood. And I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna keep plugging away at stuff and trying to get stuff done. I'm not the carpenter. That is Michael's job, but I'm the ideas person, and I've watched enough of what he does that I think I have a decent idea what I'm doing. Until right now, I have to figure out screw sizes, and this part's not my specialty. But I got the drill because he's got to use his other one for what he's doing with the water tanks. I see a few screws here, but I don't know where the rest of them are. I'm gonna have to find all of his different sizes and then go figure out what we need. Okay, so I found the 1 1/4 inch. It's gotta go through this and into the next thing. So, good enough, because I'll sink them in a little bit, so it'll be down a little further. So it's like half in each. I think that's the idea. Now I just gotta find a battery for the drill. All right, I'm gonna take this into the bus and set it up there because I need to screw this side down onto her shelf before I attach this. So let's go do that.
I told you it needed to be able to fit my big books. You didn't listen. Oh no.
Okay, so after all that, she has a shelf, but her books don't fit quite right. Her taller ones don't. So I'm gonna take her shelf off, and I'm just gonna make the support legs, they're not gonna be this size. They're gonna like a little shorter, but that's what we got left. That's all I got to work with. It's gonna be a super pain to do this later, so I might as well just get it done today. This is the top of your shelf, and I chipped that corner that cracked. I walked through the door and knocked it on that corner, but that's on the back. I'll sand it smooth. So if anybody buys our bus next year when we're selling it, you see this like corner that's cracked, just gives it some Boyd character, right? Okay, so I will make this. So the last one was 7 3/4. I think you should just do half. That's gonna be too tall for you, I think. Yeah, you'll have like a lot of gap above your books. Most of your books are 8 inches.
Yeah, but I like putting stuff on top of my books sometimes.
Do you? Then I can't give you another shelf on top of that. That would be it. Is that good?
Yeah, but
Be easier for me. What? Yeah? I just cut this little backer out of some scrap for Bethany. She sanded it. I wish I had that on camera, but I left the phone in here while we were in the shop.
We're seeing Adri in 5 days. It's a mess in here. I know my mom doesn't really like sharing her mess, but we have a huge mess. But she never shows anyone, so here's the reality of living in a bus. Oh, it looks like a drawer. See, isn't that so cool? Is it done?
It's done.
Yay! Let's see if you ruined my life. Let's see, how does it look? Look! She's a crazy woman! Now I have to reorganize everything, and I just organized everything yesterday.
All right, get yourself organized.
No thanks. I'll do it tomorrow.
Nah. Do you see the mess on your bed? Where are you gonna sleep?
I have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I realize that.
Uh-huh.
I gotta get sewing.
You gotta get your bed organized. That's what you gotta do. Got you a shelf ready to go on. I just need you to move your monitor. Another shelf for you to put above your books. So I almost got Toby's little shelf here attached. I just put in a support there, and I got 2 screws into that one. But this one, because of that support up there, drill doesn't quite reach properly, so I'm kind of stripping it. So I gotta get Michael to use his little fancy DeWalt tool to get the screws in on this one because of that extra. So he has a little bit more space for his stuff since all of his gaming takes up half his shelf and his books and movies take up the other half. Gives him just a little bit more storage space. Oh boy, I look like how I feel. I'm exhausted. That was a long day. I did a lot, but I gotta finish primering the other side of those cabinet doors. See those northern lights? That is amazing and a sure sign of winter.
I'm here, hanging out in Arkansas, waiting for my family to frantically finish building the bus because they are running out of time, because I'm starting to need them here because we're getting a little bit close to the wedding and they're still not here. I'm filling my time waiting for them. I recently, as I'm sure many of you know, was inspired to post one of my original songs. My best friend Raina recently posted one of her originals. I thought it was absolutely amazing, and it inspired me to finally record one of my own songs. I've written many songs over the past 6 years, maybe longer, and I've never posted any of them. I've only ever done covers, and it inspired me to finally record one of my own songs. Very rough recording of my own song. One take. It's kind of rough. I'm not super proud of it, but you know, that's out there. I just thought I'd let you guys know. I will leave a link to it in the description if you ever want to go and listen to it. I will also leave a link to Raina's song. She'll hate it. She's probably hiding her face right now while watching this. That's what I've been up to. Peyton's coming up later this week. Him and his brother both. They're gonna come camping. My family is also planning on being here and coming camping. So we're all gonna be together for a little while. And then we are gonna head down to Louisiana and we are gonna finalize the details of the wedding. Then me and Peyton are gonna get married. We're gonna get married. Y'all, I'm gonna be married soon. It's kind of exciting. I'm gonna be married soon. Anyway, we're gonna get married. We're gonna be off doing our own thing, and my family is gonna continue traveling if they can actually get the bus done in time. That has been my life. I've just been hanging out, hanging with my girls, doing the stuff, biding my time for when I can get married. So, yeah.